Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Aegislash again, but this time around we're going to take a look at this Pokemon in the Master League. Open Master League, Go Battle League, random opponents, and nobody knows what I'm running. And so today we're going to have a bit more of a different test here because we have a 1497 CP Pokemon. I purposefully didn't power it up further even though I could have, because of course for a Great League level, and I kind of want to have like a Great League Pokemon in the Master League, just to test out on how good this Pokemon is. And to be fair, it took me a tiny bit on really to figure out on how to use this Pokemon to its best ability, but I figured it out, and this Pokemon is broken even in the Master League currently. And my Pokemon is like level 35 or something. You can get it up to level 50 of course, which gonna give you an insane boost compared to what it does currently. And so, weirdly enough, we're going to have here a 1497 CP Pokemon destroying the Open Master League and completely taking over the meta. Which again, I am not too sure if this was intended to happen like this, but at least Aegislash is, in fact, one of the best walls to the current meta, as the current meta is based on Dragon-type Pokemon, which, as we can see here, don't do damage. And then we're going to have Zacian and Zamazenta, which also have both a moveset that's completely getting hardwalled by the typing of Aegislash. And here's exactly on how you want to use it. You want to catch moves. If you can catch moves, if you can get the opponent to throw energy against you, you're in such a good spot. And here we see now the Rhyperior against us. Oh wow, such a bad matchup for us. It's a ground type, mud slapping a 1500 CP Pokemon in the Open Great League. Turns out, into the Master League of course, turns out that even like this, we are going to have a Pokemon here that can just take the hits, force the opponent to go for a shield. Unfortunate that I misclicked here, I think. I should have got the Aqua Tail off before the opponent would have been able to swap. I'm not even sure if I misclicked or just a little bit of lag there, but I should have got the move off before the opponent would have been able to swap out, which would have made this matchup, by the way, quite a bit easier. But yeah, maybe this game is still not over. I have to hope, I have to pray, I have to see on how that's gonna go. But yeah, again here, Zacian is coming in, and I could swap out here, and I should have swapped out already into my Aegislash and just kept some energy on my Zacian. But I was a little bit too greedy. I didn't expect that the opponent would have that much energy already. And they're still gonna get to another charge move here on the CMP tie, which is quite unfortunate, because now I am in a scenario where the opponent still has a shield left, and I don't have a charge move stored yet on my other Pokemon. I sure went for the Flash Cannon as well, because Flash Cannon actually would one-shot the opponent, but they decided to use a shield anyway. If I'm lucky, I still get to a close combat, but I kind of threw the game here a little bit by playing the way I did play. Unfortunately as well here is that they're going to have the Surf as a charge move instead of the Breaking Swipe and Rock Wrecker combination, which both would have been resisted, and with that they do quite a lot more damage here. So, we have Necrozma against us. Necrozma Dawn Wings, a Pokemon that's known for doing a ton of damage. Oh wow, we're gonna go to the Pokemon that in theory takes super effective damage from the opponent. Let's see on how this is going to work out. Moongeist Beam, the hardest hitting ghost type move from, I think, the best ghost type attacker as well. Yeah, does not even half, does not even do a third of our health. And with that, we are going to have a ton of energy now for the next matchup, which is going to be Zacian, which you're going to be able to two-shot. Like, in which world is this alright? I don't know. I honestly don't know in which world this is okay and it's supposed to happen like this. I have no idea, because honestly, like, this is just showcasing here again on how overpowered Aegislash is. If a Pokemon with 1500 CP there is able to basically destroy the Master League. It is by far not as broken as it is in the Open Great League, which is not really shocking. If a Pokemon is that good in the Open Master League, that's more broken in the Open Great League, but it is absolutely overpowered. Like, it is so strong here. Even with like Pokemon like Ho against it, like, as long as you don't go for a charge move, their fast moves don't really hit you. And this is the cool thing about Aegislash as well, is that you're never going to be forced to go for your charge move straight away. You're never forced to do that. What you can do is you can really take a look at the timer and see on where, okay, here I have to be kind of going for a charge move right away because otherwise I don't get to anything. But you can take a look at the timer and just see when does it make the most amount of sense for me to go for the move that is now needed. In order for me to swap out afterwards, in order to go back into my shield form. And this is like the easiest kind of thing for this Pokemon, because it can take any kind of hit. It generates energy Still quite fast with, of course, the fast move of Psycho Cut. And it's just such a busted Pokemon. Like, no, it's ridiculous. Like, it's honestly ridiculous. I don't think it should be... Like, I think in Master League it's alright. I do think in Master League it is still, even at this point, too good. I do think that they should change the ability a tiny bit and don't make it, like, that broken like it is currently. Like, give it a bit more damage from fast moves and it would be alright. But right now, like, you can literally go in to a loaded Ho-Oh, take 2 Sacred Fires, and you still stand in. With, like, a Steel-type Pokemon here in the open Master League with 1500 CP. Like, in which world does this make sense? Not at least in my world there, so, I don't know. Let me know down below, what do you think about this Pokemon? To be fair, I think it's kind of cool that we had a release here now of a Pokemon that is way different compared to anything we ever had in the game. So what we will see here as well is the Spatial Rend coming through, going to allow them to do absolutely 0 damage against our 1500 CPU Pokemon here. Absolutely the classic one. Aqua Tail comes through, it doesn't do any damage. Oh, Ho-Oh comes in, Incinerate will do damage if this lands after this move comes through, which it... Let's see... It did, so that's kind of unfortunate because it should have not. If I go for 2 fast moves and they go for an Incinerate, the damage of the Incinerate should come through before a form change. But like there's like the strategy in it. And to be fair, I do like that there are more Pokemon now in Pokemon Go that require a bit more strategy and how to use them. And here, as we will see as well, we're still going to be able to go for another Shadow Ball. And with that, we are going to be able to still win the battle thanks to Aegislash being absolutely broken. And also one thing that I just only realized is that the CP changes as well here in the Open Master League, but I saw it didn't change in the Open Great League. So I do think that for the Open Great League, maybe there's just a bug in how the CP formula changed, or it's still just that strong. Could be also the case, because I saw that for the Great League video, which is on my channel as well, this Pokemon only got up to like 1400, I think 62 or something, CP there. And here it's going to get up to like 2400 CP. So yeah, I don't know. It is quite interesting to see on how this Pokemon changes depending on where you can use it. But as you can see here, we are going to be able to go for another Flash Cannon there as well. The opponent decides to go for a Charge Move here as well. And this means immediately I can go back into my Shield form thanks to using the Shield. And they don't do any damage again. We have the Dialga here coming in. I can get a ton of energy, swap out into my Zacian. The Zacian can one-shot it and has a very nice, fantastic matchup. Here as the Iron Head is not going to be able to two-shot us either, as the Fast Move is going to be double resisted. I can go for another close combat here. If they want a shield, they can force my next shield as well. But as you see here, this is going to get the KO. In comes a Shadow Kyogre, a Pokemon that I didn't expect. But honestly, Shadow Kyogre, one of the coolest Pokemon currently in the Open Master League, is going to have a lot of play against the current meta. But as we see as well, they have the Kyurem in the back. We can easily take the move, of course. I mean, we're nearly in the red health there. Now we're in the red health, but we can even take another hit here, which absolutely does not make any sense at all, in my opinion. But as you see, Blade Form is coming in. We have the Flash Cannon, and oh, we just gotta one-shot them here. Like, in which world is this fair? Like, it's literally just a cheat code. Like, no matter where you're currently gonna use this Pokemon is a cheat code. I don't know. Like, I assume that they're going to change the way this Pokemon works, because it's too good. Like, it's just seriously just too strong right now. As you see here, we're going to have our Aperia against us. I kind of missed on swapping out here in time, which is kind of a bit of a stupid play by me. But what we're going to try to do here now is to just try to play out the 2-shield scenario, which we would lose, by the way, as a Palkia. But then try to catch the next Breaking Swipe onto our Aegislash, which is going to be hopefully a non-debuffing one there as well, 50% chance. We're going to be able to catch it though. But again, as said already in the Great League video, if shields are down, Aegislash goes to town because you're going to do so much damage with this Pokemon here as well. We will see the Ho-Oh coming in, which is sadly the worst matchup possible. And we're going to see here, of course, a bit of an awkward thing. They're going to drop our attack. And so I am going to overfarm actually the perfect amount, which now allows me to still go for a Shadow Ball. Thanks to the form change, by the way, as well, the charge moves take a little bit longer than they would usually do, which also means you can swap out faster, which helped us out here, because I think a normal Pokemon would have not been allowed to swap out yet, but because in the way the animation is, Aegislash just has like different kind of special rights here apparently in the Go Battle League, where it just everything kind of comes together for this Pokemon to make it absolutely broken. But yeah, again, like this is a level 35 Aegislash or something like this. Like I'm not even close to fully having it maxed out. You can get up to, I think, 1800 CP or something in this form basically, which would give you a lot more bulk as well. I don't want to even imagine on how good this Pokemon is, but because you can only get it currently through raids and through Go Battle League encounters, it's a tough one to really farm the XL Candy for. But again, it's a cool Pokemon to have here. Sacred Fire is coming through against us. We can easily take it. Should went for the Shadow Ball here, but I think in this point we're sadly going to lose the battle anyway because Aegislash is going up against literally the hardest counters to it. And so yeah, we were just barely not able to win this, but literally barely. Like the opponent nearly went down there as well. I'm about 99% sure, by the way, that I would have won this battle if I had a fully maxed out Aegislash there. I would have won this battle there as well. In comes Zamazenta. I can see what they want to do. Do they want to shield a potential Fire Blast? They do, which I'm alright with, because guess what? What is the moveset of Zamazenta? Ice Fang, resisted. Behemoth Bash, resisted. Close Combat, resisted. All of them are single resisted moves onto us, and we see already on how much a Behemoth Bash did. Absolutely zero. Not a single scratch there on our Aegislash. Close Combat comes through, which is even better for us because now we do more damage against them. And we can go for a Shadow Ball, which allows us now to do so much damage against them. Look at this. Again, it's a level 35 Pokemon or something like this. It is not even close to being fully maxed out. And we see just the amount of damage we can do against the Zamazenta. We can swap out, which means our shield form is back on. And while we lose the matchup here with our Palkia, we could have went back into our Aegislash and just took any hit from the opponent without having to really worry about anything. Like literally not worry about anything. And as you see here, they're gonna have their own what's called Zacian coming in. And they had Zacian and Zamazenta. Cool, both Pokemon are absolutely weak to our Aegislash, and also the final Pokemon now here as well is not going to have a great time against Aegislash as long as I'm going to, I can just swap out of here. And here's the thing, I don't even need to go for a charge move anymore. Well, yes, I barely do any damage in this form. It's enough for me to not take damage in order to win the battle here, as I can just go for the full farm down. The opponent decides to forfeit. We can move on to the second to last battle, where it's going to be Aegislash against Aegislash, which is going to be a funny one. I would have access to Fire Blast here, but I'm also fully aware that even a Fire Blast from this range with this form is doing maybe, I don't know, 20% of the opponent's health. It's such a difficult Pokemon to play around with. Here, Shadow Ball doing nearly half of our HP. They're gonna go into the Lugia. We're gonna be able to retaliate here with our Zacian. And we can go for the Behemoth Blade here in order to do a lot of damage against the opponent. We can't take any hit because the flying type damage is all going to be resisted. But they're running Hydro Pump for whatever reason. Honestly, it's kind of a cool idea though to run Hydro Pump on it because it allows you to one-shot Rhyperior. But as you're gonna see here, Behemoth Blade is coming through. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage onto them. And we should be able to just go for the full farm down, as the Hydro Pump is still not going to be enough to knock us out. They go for the Fly anyway, and they're going to swap out into the Aegislash again. We have now a ton of energy, and I can go ahead and go for my play to go into my own Aegislash. And now we have those two shields. Like, look at them, they just go up and down the entire time. Like, what is going on here? And here you see one funny interaction, because no one wants to go for the charge move first, because whoever goes for the charge move first is going to be then in the Blade form, which nobody wants to be in. But because I know that it takes a little bit longer now to get the charge move off thanks to the animation, I know that I'm going to be fine to just swap out afterwards and try to snipe them with my Palkia. But I kind of misclick here, should have went for the Fire Blast instead. I go for the Aqua Tail, which is still alright, don't get me wrong, like it's still totally alright to do that. Especially as they're gonna go for a charge move and they cannot store two. That's gonna be the Shadow Ball, so they need to go for two more fast moves to get to another charge move. So I'm fairly certain they're gonna swap out of here. They do, into the Zygarde. But I don't have the Dragon type moves, which is really unfortunate. Even at Draco Media, I would have needed one-shot them here. But you know what's kind of funny? Zygarde is a ground type Pokemon. Having access to stab ground type moves. That is all cool until we have here Aegislash, that steel type Pokemon. Big Pokemon against it, literally zero damage. It didn't even get him into the yellow range there with an Earthquake. And we were already at only 66% there. It is absolutely ridiculous on how Aegislash is functioning currently. Here we're gonna see the close combat coming through. Again, both moves are doing just single resisted damage. And we see the timer on the top there. This is on how long the battles go with Aegislash against Aegislash, but luckily the opponent makes a big mistake by going for the charge move here, as this will allow me now to get the free fast move in. The fast move goes up against the Aegislash in the other form, knocks it out, and now it's a timeout win, and I actually win this battle because they decided to go for a charge move. I think I would have maybe even won without it then. I don't know. It's gonna be a close one no matter what. But yeah, I won the Aegislash with Aegislash by timeout, which then showcases on what this Pokemon is doing, and this gives me another idea for a team. What if we go ahead and run Blissey, Chansey, and Aegislash? Who's gonna stop that? Like, you literally just time out everything, but then again, you have Hyper Beam on the Blissey and the Chansey, you have even on the Blissey the Wild Charge, which might be like your opening act there for it, and you're going to have Shadow Ball and the Flash Cannon on your Aegislash. So at the end of the day, you would have even some harder hitting damage, and as long as you're going to knock out one Pokemon from the opponent, you're absolutely going to win straight away, which is kind of wild. And so this is a team that if Aegislash is going to be allowed later on, I might just want to try out for the crack, because timeout strategy is something that hasn't been used quite in a while. There was teams before that really used timeout strategy in the Go Battle League, in the Open Great League, but yeah, those are all gone. The days are gone from those for those teams. But now maybe the time is back for them, because Aegislash is going to go absolutely madness everywhere. So yeah, here we see the Flash Cannon coming through against the opponent's Kyurem, nearly one-shotting them. Like, that's a 5000 CP Pokemon there against our 1500 CP Pokemon. Like, here it shows like there as well that the CP doesn't really matter too much, I guess. In the Master League, if a Pokemon like this can completely destroy everything. But Aegislash, it's time for you again to hopefully win us this battle. We have the Shadow Ball stored. Goodbye, Dialga. They went way over the energy level that they could have had there. But as you're going to see here, this is going to take the KO against the opponent. And we are going to be able to now go ahead, go in for a charge move. Close Combat is coming through. We're going to be able to get the KO against them here as well. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.